So today we talk about the movie Boss Nigger, and this is the DVD I got, by the way. It's all bootleg, like it's not, yeah, cheap ass copy in a way. VHS transferred to a DVD format. These movies need to get remastered really good, man. By the way, let me just say that. Fred Wilson and his partner Amos, and by the way, the title character is not Boss Nigger, even though they use it for the movie. The song has Boss Nigger on it, but the song is edited to Boss, you know. And the character we're gonna call him Boss anyway, so because it's Fred Wilson, he's fucking Boss. I mean, come on. And again, let me just say this: check out my Mandingos, check out my drum review, and also check out my Posse review, which is another very good black western movie with Mario Van Peebles as the lead actor, with other black actors in it, with cowboy western theme to it, but with a black flavor to it, you know. And before Django Unchained, these movies came out, and of course you could tell Quentin Tarantino these are the movies that inspired him. But I feel like these movies are much more better than Django Unchained, even though it was a good movie. Don't get me wrong, but come on, it wasn't nothing new to me, you know, in my opinion. That's why I'm not gonna bother review it. Review it. I'm gonna wait for the whole market release. Maybe there's more deleted scenes, unrated version of Django Unchained. So I'm gonna wait, and I give you my full blown review on it, like a better review than the theatrical version of it. Anyway, Boss Nigga. That's the title of this movie, by the way. And let me just say, I'm only using the N word because of the title. It went with the movie, and it's the title of it. This is a very fun movie, guys. Very fun movie. It has the action moments. Don't get me wrong. It has action in it, but it's mainly more like talking with good talking, by the way, with good acting, drama, a lot of sense of humor in the movie. And you know, Phil Wilson, his partner Amos. They're bounty hunters. They kill like criminals and they collect bounty for the money. And they kill one of these criminals, right? And the criminal had a poster like a advertisement for them on a sheriff of the town. So they stumble upon this town has no sheriff, and and all these white people in the town looking at these two black guys riding on horses, right? And they had that look like, what the fuck? You got some black people walking out of town with like confidence and shit riding the horse, you know? Everybody's like looking at Phil Wilson and the psychic of Amos, and so then Phil Wilson wanted to collect the money for the men he killed, you know, and he stumbled upon the mayor, and he told the mayor he wanted to become a bounty hunter, you know. I'm not about to, excuse me, I'm the sheriff of the town. Sorry about that. So the mayor, like, you know, he's like, I don't think so. Like, he has that attitude, like, I don't, you know, like, hell no, pretty much attitude. And so then you find out that this town has problems on their own with these outlaws run by Jed and his gang, and they're like, they want to take supplies, they want to mess with women in the town, you know, which you mentioned in the story, you know. And later on, Boss, aka for Wilson's character's Boss, by the way, so let me say that. So Boss goes into this bar with a couple of Jed's men was in there, and the gang will say, he told the black man, he said, shine my shoes. And then Phil Wilson character, Boss, took the gun and shot the man in his shoe. And, yo, that shit was hot, man. Boss, he's Boss. Perfect time for this fucking movie. I mean the character Boss, you know, but we know the N word, right, nigga, yeah. But they use, okay, nigga in this movie, the nigga word was used a lot in it, by the way. Not crazy like Django Unchained, like how they did it. Quentin Tarantino just went over the top with it, you know. It's like, really? I mean, most of these scenes they do hear the word nigga all the time. I mean, come on, Quentin. It didn't offend me or nothing, but I'm just saying, it's like most of the scenes wasn't even needed for it, you know. It was just like ridiculous. But besides that, in Boss Nigger, the movie, this one, they used the nigger word. Let me just say that. And I'm like, how people say, I don't want no nigga arresting me, you know, like, I'm not gonna pay this nigga my fine, you know, when they arrested the bank manager, for example. But anyway, back to the boss scene, they arrested the guy, you know, put him in jail, and the mayor say, you know what, Jed's gonna come in and find out about this. But you also have the twist because the mayor, he was in on it too, you know. He was hoping, telling Jed, you know, he explained Jed like, you know, there's a black man in my town. It's not my fault. I make him sheriff, pretty much. And later on, like, you get some parts in the drama part when the school teacher, she's she's a beautiful white woman, by the way, tell Phil Wilson kind of boss, like, oh, we have black people in Boston, they sing and they dance. And then Phil Wilson kind of saying something like, well, guess what, black people that now that don't sing and dance. I like that scene, man. That scene was hilarious. I was like, oh shit, telling her off. But the school teacher didn't mean it in a bad way. But you see later in the scene, so she's kind of like sort of like the love interest for the character. Plus, he also got another love interest for him, a black woman that he saved in the beginning part of the movie against the outlaws, called Clara May, I think, and he left her in a Mexican town, and that was at the beginning of the movie because to be taken care of. But she also plays like sort of like a love interest, I would say. Um, so I don't want to move. Actually, when I talk about reviews, I want to talk about like every single scene because I want you guys to sit back and enjoy this movie. But I'm just gonna talk about parts that I like. Anyway, it's mostly like sense of humor. Like I say, how they show up on the town. They eat at the cafe, and white people just looking at them. And I like, I can't believe black people in the town like this. And Amy is the sidekick. I like how he arrested people. They use the N word. Oh, they rip up a poster. Start disrespecting him. Like there was one scene when he said good morning to one of the white folks, and the white people they want to say good morning to him, and the guy used the N word too. So then Amos just takes him and put him to jail, and the wife said, "Black boy, what are you doing?" A lot of good moments, But fast forward a little bit. Later on, you get Jed, the leader of these outlaws, comes to the Mexican town part and kidnap women, kidnap Calamare, and so once the captain found out about it, boss, he goes in, trying to stop Jed. Jed kind of like his men kind of captured him. They tie him up. Jed shot him in his hands. Tie him up so the sun could work on him. Kind of like a Conan Barbarian moment, like the sun hits you, and then so he got tied up, and then Amos, his sidekick, comes in while Jed comes to the town, and that's the part when he was talking about talking to the mayor, find out what's going on with this guy. And Amos kind of like asked her, save Phil Williams' character, took Clara May, and then went to the school teacher where Phil Williams would heal his wounds. And then Jed finds out, and then he's gonna go to the town, and then he went to domestic town again where Phil Williams' character where he was in. He took Clara May to stay in the bar. Guess what? Jed went to the bar, the Mexican bar, drinks up, and he kills Clara May. And then Phil Wilson and Amos have to stop planting dynamites in the town while Jed and his men come to the town to get supplies. And that's when you have your big shootout with Phil Wilson and Amos, and some of the members of the town are going to help out stop Jed, and you have the shootout all over the place. Men are dying, and you get the part inside the bar when Jed was in the bar. Phil Wilson comes in, he faces Jed one-on-one. He defeated Jed, and then when Phil Wilson comes out of the bar, right, boss, you got your little twist ending when, spoiler, Phil Wilson character gets shoot up all over the place, and I'm like in my mind, what the fuck is going on? Like, who's gonna shoot him? I mean, he got rid of the main villain, and then you find out it was spoiler. You find out the guy at the end who's holding it was the fucking mayor. That fucking asshole mayor shot Phil Wilson, and I don't know if he's dead or not because when he was heavily injured, Phil Wilson Amos, I don't want to die in a white man's town. And so Amos took him into the carriage, ride him off with the dead body of Jed to collect the bounty. And Phil Wilson, you see him at the end kind of like injured, but I don't know if he's gonna die later because of the bullet wounds. I'm not sure. I hope not. But they ride off pretty much, him and Amos, and with the dead body Jed, and you see Claraman's dead body across the Mexican, where it was carrying her over in the Mexican town, the villagers. But all in all, this movie was really good. There is action moments, but not as a lot as you would expect. But the acting was good. I felt like it was good. The sense of humor, the comedy moment in this movie was really fantastic. I actually loved it. It worked with this movie. I love the catchy soundtrack. Very, very enjoyable movie, guys. Boss Nigger, please check it out. At Amazon.com, they call it Boss, of course. But I say get that version. Maybe it might be a better version. Maybe it's better digitized. The one I got is more like a VHS transfer. See? Anyway, the title is White Man's Town, Black Man's Law. I love this movie. Man, it's good to see it again. Peace, guys, and see you later.